Come with me to turn some of the strength I've been building over the winter into usable power output that will help me sprint faster. So first, we're starting off with some prep. I got some ankle bounces, some sprints. We're doing the fastest movements first within the workout because they're the most important movements, and we're also just getting blood flow, getting ready. Then I start warming up on a single leg with load to prepare myself for this next exercise, which I need to be fully ready for, which are these Bulgarian split squat depth drop type of things where I'm pushing my foot out in a little bit of a depth drop and I'm not going all the way down. I'm just doing a little bit of a quarter squat. So it's super sport specific and I'm being as explosive as possible. So this is an eccentric dominant movement. I'm putting a ton of load on my glute, quad, and Achilles on that depth drop, just like you do when you're sprinting. And then I explode up from that position as fast as I can. And then I'm going into these seated vertical jumps. Now I am alternating in these two exercises, the Bulgarians and the vertical jumps, but I'm not supersetting them. A superset would be directly after each other, but I'm taking a little bit of a break before I get into those jumps because this is an eccentric dominant movement and that is a concentric dominant movement. Next, I got a superset that's going to help me with my elastic ability. I'd much rather be an elastic dominant athlete than a muscle dominant athlete. So there's only two ways to build your elasticity. One's through isometrics and the other's through fast stretch shortening cycle plyometrics. I'm hitting them both in this superset. So I'm first starting with the isometrics. I'm holding this glute bridge for as long as I can until I feel like I'm, losing power or I'm slipping. And then I go outside and I do some horizontal plyometrics with a fast stretch shortening cycle, which also means just a short ground contact time. So the reason why I'm doing these horizontally is because I'm getting the most triple extension, which means I'm using my glutes the most within this movement right after the glute bridge that I just did. And there have been countless studies that have proven that doing supersets with a weighted movement followed by a plyometric that are targeting the same muscle group improves your explosive power by a ton. Studies have also shown that where there is the largest muscle difference between elite sprinters and average sprinters is in the glutes. So your glutes are the biggest performance enhancing muscle that you can be targeting. Next, I got some more isometrics because I'm really trying to build that elasticity. I'm also doing it with an elevated heel to make it even more sprint specific and to put a lot of that isometric load on the Achilles to build its elasticity. Now, I'm doing these without straps. Typically, you don't ever want your grip to be a limiting factor in doing isometrics or whenever you're holding a barbell, whenever you're holding weight. So I'd recommend usually using straps. I mean, my grip strength is just like that, so I can do it. But typically, you want